Okay. Sorry, Raphael. Is it working now? The sound, I mean. So this is annoying, to say the least, because it was literally just working just now before you guys came on. And so it must be the PC. It must be the PC. It must be performance. I don't know. I restarted. Obviously, it's your guys' fault. You're the engineers. Because it works at the start and then it stops working. So it could be like a heating issue. You know, it like gets too hot. I'm like trying to fill the computer. It feels warm. Doesn't feel like crazy hot. And if we can't, B-Pass, thank you for following. Are you in the community? Have I said hello to you before? Have you been here today? B-Pass. If I can't get it working, because I've got this stuff I want to show you. I could show you on the browser on the PC. It's just I'm using this shitty, cheap, portable keyboard with this like mouse pad, and it's just so annoying. But I could do that. I could show you on there. Yeah, I could do that. So I think it's just gonna have to be just like this for the next week or two, and then when I get a better portable PC, because I haven't really worked out how to order stuff here in Krakow. Well, I'm in Krakow in Poland, and I'm not confident enough with like my location I'm in that if I order something it will arrive. So I'll wait until because I'm going to Warsaw in 10 days or a week or 2 weeks or something. So I'll get it when I get to Warsaw. So give me a second while I just load up the browser on the PC, and I'll just have to do things a little bit slower. The annoying thing is when I go into the browser, I can't look at your chats and stuff. Okay, pardon me. Okay, let's just go back to me. How's the music? Can you hear the music? And if so, how's the volume? A bit too loud, apparently. Okay. How's that? Is that a bit better? Shirley says a bit too loud as well. I've turned it down a little bit. Is it a little bit better now? Is it perfect? Is it perfect, or is it still a little bit too loud? You're my engineers. You know, this is down to you guys. Okay, so let's see if I can get this working. Shirley says it's perfect. Okay, so Shirley, you're the sound engineer, okay? It's perfect because you're the one who did it that way, because you're the sound engineer. Oops. Fuck, what did I do? Broke it. Okay, there we go. This looks so much better on my Mac. The colors look very dull. In fact, just so you can see the whole thing, because my face is in the way. Master Day says I can't find a thumbs up emoji. Isn't that the struggle of all our lives, you know? Like, we're all looking for a thumbs up emoji in our life. All right, let's talk about the Decentralions. I've been working on this today. Now, all these it looks so much cooler on my Mac. I don't know if I'm looking at this on the PC portable monitor, and it's not a great monitor. So I don't know if this looks cooler. In fact, I can find out. I can go to YouTube and see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks better on YouTube than it does on my screen. Cool. Okay. So these images I made today in Midjourney. And Midjourney, I'm sure many of you know, Midjourney is an AI art creation tool. And so I spent a few hours just kind of because you prompt the AI and then it produces art based on your prompts. And then you iterate and you try different things. And so if you go, in fact, I can't show you, I'm not logged in to the community on here, but if you go to the network, to the King Silver network, and you go to the Decentralions space, I've made a new space inside the King Silver category towards the bottom of the menu. There's a space that I've invited you guys all to, and I've posted just some ideas, some stuff I found that the AI produced, and I started off with some sort of pixel sort of based art. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know. And then I started working on some sort of like hyper realistic, like epic sort of like 3D mech warrior stuff that looked awesome. And I was like, oh, it's pretty serious though. It's not like kind of fun. And then I started going down towards this direction, where it's kind of the prompts I was giving it was like, you know, cute. I was trying like adorable, cartoon, 3D, simple detail, cyberpunk, android, robot, lion, like obviously the lion's in there, you can see that, right? And there's a few ones where I've said zombie themed and things like that, and then it's come up with something like my favorites. So this one here is like probably my favorite, and it's just a combination of like android, cyberpunk, zombie, and it's just like when you throw that extra little bit of detail, little bit of like specificity in there, the AI just kind of produces something really unique, you know. Now, I'm not saying these are the NFTs, no, because in order to produce NFTs, the AI can't do it, because you need to have a proper artist. All of the attributes that are randomized have to be perfectly aligned, so all the images have to be created, and so you can't just get the AI to do it. But what the AI is amazing is kind of like brainstorming, just like creative brainstorming, just like prompting the AI to pump out. And once I got the right prompt and I was happy with it, I just kept getting it to pump out different. And like you can see all these background ones, most of them, there are like, again, there's like cool zombie ones, right? And like that's a cool one as well. And a lot of these, again, another sort of zombie one. How cool are these? You know, they've got personality, they're quirky. And look at this guy, look. He's got this like robot. How cool is this? This like robot head with these glowing eyes. I mean, that's so cool, right? So to be honest, if you guys like this style, I think it's really cool, right? Because look, what do we want? Like, forget about the utility for now. I'll get into that. I was talking about it yesterday, but we'll go into that. These are utility NFTs that have real value and purpose inside the King Silver ecosystem, which makes them radically novel compared to most NFTs out there, which are purely just collectibles. Let's put that aside for a second. Let's just make these cool as fuck. Let's make these NFTs that we would want to put as our profile photo inside the King Silver ecosystem, but maybe even like on Twitter and stuff, because we think, oh man, that's cool. It's got the cool factor. And this dude, this has the cool factor. But maybe you're more quirky, man. Maybe you like to have this kind of this guy, you know, or this cool looking dude, or this, you know what I mean? And like these are just boom, just produced by the AI, right? So if we decided we like this style, and I love the idea of involving you. I don't want to just be like, just do it and present it and behold, this is the NFT. I want you guys to be part of this. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. This is why I'm sharing this with you. I want your feedback. I think this is kind of cool though, man. And let's say we decided, yeah, this is wicked. Like this guy's head is so cool. I love it. I love this guy's head. It's kind of like a golden head, you know, with these buttons, and it's just so fucking cool. And so if we decided we liked it, what we would do is I would go back to the AI and just pump out just loads and loads and loads and loads of these. In fact, I was going to say, shall I do it in front of you live? But I can't, because I haven't got Discord on this PC, because you have, for some reason, the Mid-Journey bot is inside Discord. Oh, that'd be so much fun if we could do that together. And maybe we can do that tomorrow. What day is tomorrow? Wednesday. Yeah, we can do that. We can do it tomorrow. But that's what we would do, right? We'd pump out loads of these, and then between us all, we might pick our favorites in terms of style, just certain elements we might like, certain attributes. Like I said, I really like, guys, I've just realized I'm pointing out on my bloody Mac, not the PC. You guys can't see what I'm looking at. You're the engineers, you're supposed to tell me about this. You guys just spent ages before you actually told me what I was doing. Okay, I'm going over to the browser now. I'm not going to see your comments, okay? So sorry about that. Again, wasn't used to this. So, okay. So I was saying, this dude looks amazing. At the very beginning, this was the first dude that I said I thought was probably one of my favorites. It's kind of a mixture of the android, lion, and zombie, and I'll go into the benefits in a second. And the one that I was saying that I absolutely loved with the can I zoom in with this? So I'm not used to PCs, so it just takes me. It's not as quick and intuitive. Zoom in. Right, this guy. This guy just looks awesome, right? With this kind of metallic head and the glowing TV kind of screen eyes. It's just, I love it. And the fact that the AI just produced this like that, it was so amazing based on the prompts. And there's certain things that aren't like perfect. Just some things are a bit strange, which is usually the case with the AI. And also this guy looks wicked and demented and crazy, and same with this guy. These are like the zombie inspired ones. And this guy looks like a techno nerd baby, and these guys look really kind of cool, and this guy looks like very techy and surreal. And there's a whole bunch more. If you look in the King Silver network, you can see I've added them into the comments. And yeah, they just look cool, man. So I'm liking the direction, but I'm open to hear what you guys think. Let me zoom back out again. And so what we would do is we would just carry on getting the AI to pump out loads and loads and loads and loads of these. And then we would go through and think, oh, okay, look, this guy's head, this guy's like Metal head is cool, and we can decide, oh, that's actually a cool attribute. There can be like metal heads. Maybe that's one of the special things. Then there can be maybe zombie heads or evil looking heads, or maybe the eyes can be like, this guy has like mental eyes, so mental eyes could be like an attribute. Like sunglasses, you might have a pendant we like, a jacket, certain shoes, certain kind of haircuts. This guy's hair looks kind of symmetrical and kind of techie and very strange. We might have like these kind of afro dreadlock style things. But we'll just get the AI to help to just sort of inspire us, and then we can come up with our own ideas. And once we've like really got a great selection, not just from the AI, but also our own brainstorming, then I'm going to find, if we decide to go down this route, then I would find an artist who, a 3D designer, character designer, whose portfolio suggests that he or she would be able to create these, right? And yeah, and that's super exciting. But before going down that route, if we decided we liked this style, we would have to decide what are the attribute templates that these NFTs are going to have. So, for example, CryptoPunks have 5 kind of base body styles, even though it's just sort of a pixel image. Going from the most common, you have a male, and then you have a female, and then I think it's an ape. No, I think it's a zombie, an ape, and an alien. I think that's the order. So there's 5 bodies, and then on those bodies are, I think, like 87 attributes that you can layer on. You can have a maximum of 7. Some of them have none. Some of them have 1 attribute, 2, 3. The most common is 3 or 4, and then some have 7. And it could be like a pipe is 1 attribute, a beanie hat is another attribute, or a cut. And then that's what creates these these unique NFTs. And the ones that have the most rare attributes add to the rarity of the NFT itself. So if you've got a rare body, so the rarest body is an alien. I think there's like 9 in total out of like 10,000. And then on top of that, if you also have some rare attributes on, as well, it makes it a super rare NFT. And so that's just one template where there's just 5 base bodies. So for example, looking at these ones the AI produced, we could have zombie, mech. Well, I like the idea that they're all kind of robots. They're all kind of like synthetic bodies. That's a cool theme. But we can, like, zombie could be one thing. Right, could be one thing, and we might decide there's a bunch of others, but we can do anything we want. That could be one base, and then we can have like the male and female is interesting, although we don't have to go that route. Although I suppose maybe you do, because you can see that these are all, with maybe the exception of the founder and maybe the hero, but yeah, the founder looks like a girl, and all the others are a male. Yeah, so that might be a thing as well, male and female. Or maybe there's a body which is like, it is more alien, like an alien line, or it's like, it's very mech, it's very like a robot. So you know what I'm trying to say? Let me see, zombie, what else? We could have like but that's it, we would get creative. And then obviously there's the attributes as well, but there could be attributes which are very special in and of themselves, like a certain thing. But yeah, I'm just going to go back to the chat to see what if you guys are saying anything. So Raphael says, what's the AI called? The AI is called Midjourney, and you go to it midjourney.com, but you have to, the interface to use the AI is inside their Telegram. You have to, it's like a bot. You interact with their bot and it produces it inside the Telegram channel. And it sucks that the Elgato stopped working, because It'd be fun to do. I could just do it in front of you. It'd be so cool. We could do it together right now. Just, man, sucks. Karen says, can you get a girl NFT as well, Andy? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? I think that'd be pretty cool as well. Master Day says, yeah, this is a cool and fun style. Karen says, they all look cool though. Master Day says, but most of them look angry. Yeah, they do. So that's something we can play with. It's good to have a few ones which are kind of ugly and sort of mean looking, because some people like that kind of, you know. We can get some ones that just look like crazy. And like I started to play around with like trying to, I was prompting like happy, you know, but I don't want to spend all day just because this is just like looking for ideas. But yeah, this is I think it'd be great to have a nice big selection. Karen says, hero is my fave. Yeah, but again, I haven't put any thought into which one goes with which generation. I just plonked them down there. These are just fillers, like placeholders, you know. But that's the other thing. So we've also got these generations, and the first generation are the founders, and so there are these themes. Oh, by the way, this is assuming we go down this route of, I love the idea of having the first generation being called the founders, and everyone after that is, you know, that's an idea that we're exploring. We could go this route where you've got it's kind of like the characters that might be involved in the building of a nation, right? And that's what I was going for with this. But there are some other ideas that would still start with founder, but it might go down the more crypto tech route with miner and hacker and stuff like that. Either way, we can explore that together. But I love the idea of starting with the founder. And so what that means is that the first NFTs would have a kind of a founder theme, right? So there would the NFTs would have a sense of status, a sense of importance, a sense of like power and awesomeness, I guess, you know. And then when we get to the next generation, there's only going to be 100 founders. Again, this is all open to discussion, but I love the idea of starting with 100 and then just timesing by 10 with every generation as demand requires. So once we max out the 1,000 of the second generation, then the third generation can be minted. And then so the hero characters would have those kind of heroic, kind of rebel, kind of Han Solo-y kind of traits. And then the philosophers would have a different kind of theme. They'd be more like the like thinkers, like wisdom and all that kind of stuff. And so if we go down that route, because each generation has 10 times more quantity than the previous generation, so the oldest generations will by virtue be the rarest, obviously. So once we get to generation 5 with 1 million, generation 6 with 10 million, you know, if you're one of the holders of the founder, Decentralion, then it's like an exceptionally rare NFT. And I'll get to the benefits in a second, because the benefits will get slowly less powerful as you go through the generations, which is something I'm going to be adding to this page. And I'll share this page with you guys very soon in the next few days. Shirley says, can you get one that is completely silver to represent King Silver with Bitcoin jewelry? Well, the thing is, like, you know, King Silver's the name, but again, what's King Silver about? King Silver isn't about silver, you know what I mean? It's not about silver. I mean, I can go into the symbology of the name if you're interested, but it's not about silver. Now, if we, you can't see this. If I go into, I posted in the community. I don't think you can see. There's these guys up here, which I wanted them to have. I challenged the AI to produce ones with silver hair. And they look pretty cool, right? They look pretty cool. And that could be, so like silver hair, or, you know, as well as color, there's hairstyles. And again, you might have like silver hair might be a very rare, let's say, hair color or hairstyle. And so if you get that, wicked. And then in the future, there is the possibility, there is the, you know, that we could do it where even if you've got your NFT, we can produce special attribute NFTs that themselves have different degrees of rarity, and they're just the attributes, and they can be traded on, just like these NFTs can be traded on secondary markets. Those attributes can be traded, and then once you buy them, you can sort of combine them with your NFT, and you can add these attributes, and it means we can do really cool, interesting stuff. You know, we can just come up with some every so often we can produce like a special set of attributes, and we can do a competition or something, and then so you'll always have the opportunity to customize and to get like special unique things you can add to your NFT, and some of it can be purely cosmetic to make something like rarer or more unique, but we can have things that also might, you know, add more utility to the NFT. I'm going to go back to OBS now. Okay, now let's go through. I mentioned the benefits yesterday, and so these are the benefits that I'm thinking right now. Okay, so the utility NFT, not just a preface, the unique profile photo NFT with real utility within the coming King Silver DeFi ecosystem. So here's what I'm thinking. So what do you get with a Decentralion founder NFT? 100% profit fee discount. Pay 0% on your profits within the King Silver ecosystem. So I mentioned in the previous stream or two that in order for King Silver to be a truly sovereign entity that can fund itself, self-perpetuate itself, fund its own ongoing development, rather than having to seek out external investment all the time, like from a new kind of startup. I want it to be able to fund itself through its own value that it's creating, like a business does, like a nation does with its taxes, let's say. And so I think the simple, really clean solution is, rather than doing things like transaction fees, which kind of punishes activity in a way, or it doesn't seem right to me. It makes much more sense that all of the actions are free. There's no transaction fees per se, but once somebody produces value and they make profit inside the ecosystem, there's a small fee associated with that, and that goes to the treasury. Let's say it's 5%. We haven't decided yet, but it would be whatever we think, and maybe it's even dynamic. The DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization that will one day be in charge, will vote if they think it should go up or down, right? But let's just say it's 5%. Then that will go into the treasury, which will also be controlled by the DAO in terms of how it's allocated, what it's used for. But then a percentage of that treasury, I like the idea of once per month, but there's no reason why it should be once per month. It could be any other time frame, but once per month it will be distributed to the Decentralions, the holders of these Decentralions, and it'll be distributed equally. And I've got this down here. It will be distributed equally to the generations. And so if in generation 1 you've got 100 quantity, in this example, let's say there's $1 million worth of King Silver being airdropped. Well, it's going to sorry, I've messed up this example. This should say 250,000, because it's a million. So I don't math apparently. So in fact, just to make this example, let's say this says 400,000. Okay, just so my math is right. So 400,000 worth of KSL being airdropped, and so that means each generation. There's only four there's only 4 generations in this example. So each generation will get $100,000 airdrop to it, but because generation 1 has only 100 Decentralions, they will get $1,000 each. And in generation 2, there's 1,000 of those Decentralions. So they would end up getting $100 each. And generation 3 with 10,000, they get $10. And generation 4 with 100,000, they get $1 each. So they're getting the same distribution according to the generation. But you can see how this scales. It means that those who got in early and therefore have taken the most risk, whether it's with their time and money, they're the ones who get rewarded the most. And because you are going to need a Decentralion in order to be active inside the community. Anytime if you want to invest in a fund, if you are the trader trading the fund, creating a fund, any kind of activity inside the King Silver ecosystem, you will need a Decentralion. It's your profile, it's your account, it's your digital body within the King Silver ecosystem. And so if you've only got one, well, then that's the one that you have to use. But if you're more of a collector and you have more than one, you can just choose which one you like, or you can choose different ones. Although I would recommend picking one and using that one, because that's the one that people will then associate you with. And it's like, imagine if you showed up to work every day with different bodies, they wouldn't recognize you. Who is that guy? Whereas if you're showing up with the same body, they go, oh yeah, it's that guy. Although the reputation will still carry with you if you choose to use a different Decentralion. But then if you're more of a collector and you've got more than one, then you can do all kinds of things with it. If you've got an NFT that has true intrinsic value, and not just the value that comes from speculating over like art, like a CryptoPunk. What is the value of a CryptoPunk? Well, it's the same thing as asking what's the value of a Banksy painting. It's kind of what people value it as, really. It's like it's whatever people are willing to pay. So if somebody paid $5 million for this CryptoPunk, then that CryptoPunk is worth $5 million. But when you've got a utility with real value, and in this case, an NFT where there are regular airdrops that have monetary value, then it's, I think, much easier to put a more kind of tangible value on it. And so as a collector, that means you could sell it on the secondary market if you want. Or I think the future of DeFi is going to be one in which you can use these NFTs as collateral to do all kinds of things with, take out loans, anything that you can do in the world that requires collateral, which is harder it's not as easy to do with art, I think, because art isn't as liquid. Anyway, so that's that. If I go back up here, and so if you are one of the holders of the founders Decentralion, then you won't pay that profit fee. All of the profit that you make inside the ecosystem you'll have 100% reduction on those fees. And so when you're first starting and not making any money in the ecosystem, then that doesn't affect you at all. But later in the if you're invested in a fund and you get a payout of $100,000, what's 5% of $100,000? That's like what, 500 quid? Is that right? No, $100,000, 5% is $5,000. I do math good. So that'll be like a saving of $5,000 with that. And if you're an absolute baller, an absolute whale, and you're dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars, and the space we're entering in, like the investment fund space, I mean, God, like I've on the one of the pitch decks I created a year or two ago for the King Silver ecosystem, like the assets under management in the globe is in I think it's in the trillions. It's insane. Now, is that the total addressable market for King Silver? No, right? Not the total assets under management, but it's a huge world out there, and we're just kind of aiming to enter it. And so so I think this is just like awesome utility. And next is you'll get an Aslan allocation, and Aslan is the main token, right? And the idea is that you will get you can see I'm going to share this page with you in a few days when it's finished, but down here it shows you kind of what I mean by this. But you'll get between 200,000 and 1 million Aslan, which I explained below is between $1,000 and $5,000 worth of Aslan, with Aslan priced at 0.005 cents. So like a really, really great price. And the reason why I say 200 to 1 million is it means that you're guaranteed to at least get $1,000 worth of Aslan allocation, subject to a vesting schedule. You hear me talk about that in module 2, right? A vesting schedule that protects future investors from you being a dick and dumping it on the market. But there's also the chance, again, because the NFT that you ultimately get will be random based on the probabilities that we create, you have a chance of getting more than that. And again, I explained that in the sort of the little text down here. And I'll explain this monthly. Okay, monthly I should do like another asterisk here, because not necessarily we're going to decide how often that's going to be. But it could be monthly, could be daily, could be weekly, whatever we decide of these treasury King Silver airdrops. And also I'm going to be introducing a membership to the King Silver Academy when we start to do loads of stuff, right? Like more regular live Q&As. We're going to be adding more courses, more live trading stuff, like adding more kind of like regular stuff that takes more kind of ongoing work. And so there's going to be a membership. It'll be like £50 a month, something like that. And so if you're a holder of one of the founder Decentralions NFTs, you'll have free access forever as long as you're holding that NFT. So that's like pretty cool. And then there's the Founders Club, and that'll be inside the King Silver network. So it'll be a space inside the network that is only for the founders. And that's where you'll have like direct access. Like right now, you've all got direct access to me anyway, because the community is nice and intimate. But as this thing grows to, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 people, then inside the Founders Club, it'll be you and 99 other founders. That's it. Because no more founders NFTs will ever be created if we decide to go with 100 quantity. And then you'll have direct access to me, the team, and anytime there's like a private NFT drop, like remember that idea I said with the attributes, like special attributes and things, the founders, you guys will get first access. And then I thought I'd throw this in as well as like the cool little thing to throw in there, is you'll get a one-on-one with me as well. So we'll jump on Zoom together and we can go through your charts and we can do whatever you want. We'll get a bathtub, I'll put a bikini on, whatever you want. Maybe you prefer beards. Martin's got a great beard. I mean, I've got something, but I can't really grow a beard, so it's like patchy, whereas Martin's got a proper good beard. So get Martin on, get him in a bathing suit. And maybe that's the thing that makes you think, Andy, I wasn't really interested in that, but when you said Martin in a bikini, that's it. Right, let me go to the chat now. Raphael says, when will you be launching? Well, we're going to do let me bring the camera back. There we go. So we're going to do a private pre-mint. So if you've never been involved in an NFT drop before, typically what happens is it's all done. All the artwork's done. It's all done. It's all finished. And then when the drop happens, you're given the smart contract address and what the price is of the NFT. And you have to, usually if it's a really big drop, like you have to just try and get there first. And let's say it's on Ethereum, right? And let's say it's like one Ethereum, whatever, right? To buy the NFT, you send the one Ethereum, and it would then send you back the NFT, right? And so it's all done via the smart contract. The smart contract is programmed, and all of the NFT attributes and the probabilities all programmed in the smart contract. So even the creators don't know what's going to come out the other side. They know what the chances are, the probabilities, etc. But let's say there's 10,000 NFTs. They know what the attributes are, the probabilities, and everything else. But the smart contract decides what's put out the other side, which is kind of fun, right? So then the community just starts, sending Ethereum to this smart contract. The NFTs start getting pumped out, and then once it's sold out, that's it. Then that's the NFT. That's the drop done. With a pre-mint, it means that you can claim the future NFT before all that stuff's done, right? Because we don't have the artwork yet. We've just got ideas and concepts we're working on. And so this is like the early bird. This is the equivalent. If this was a token sale, it would be the equivalent of one of those like private pre-sales, where what you're getting is an allocation. And then once you get it's called the TGE, the token generation event, which is when the token is actually created in the smart contract. When that happens, from that moment onwards, that's when you then get the distribution. And I think I mentioned this in module 2 of the course. I talked about you have obviously your mature tokens, your tokens that have just launched on centralized exchanges, tokens that they've just been launched on decentralized exchanges, and then there's the launch pads. And then I don't think I mentioned this. I think I did, yeah. Before the launch pads, there's the token sales, and I don't think I mentioned there's the pre-token sales. But typically you're not going to find those, because those are going to be the ones that are, because look, think about this, right? You guys didn't find me by searching for pre-sales or whatever. You found me how you found me, which is probably from one of the ads I did a year ago or whatever on Facebook or Instagram, and you found me. And then I'm now introducing you to this, like this is the earliest stage you can ever get your hands on something like this, but no one's going to know about this except you guys. How else could anybody know about this? You can't search for it on the internet. So you're never going to find these things out there unless you know somebody, or they say, oh, I'll check this out. It's just not going to happen, right? So the earliest you will possibly find something is if you have, and I think I said this either on the course or one of the in the Grow Your Crypto like mini course I created. I said the best chance you have of finding the super early, awesome, like private token sales isn't to look for token sales, it's to look for these awesome projects. And, you know, that's just through doing research and following people on Twitter and word of mouth and all that kind of stuff. And then only once you find those projects would you then be in a position to hear about when those projects are like, right, we're going to do a private sale to our community. But they're not going to post them on websites and all that kind of stuff. So, so going back to Raphael's question, this is a pre-mint. And so what this means is this is raising the funds in order to do this, to do the NFT project, and then also further the King Silver Academy. And this is going to be included on this page. I'm going to, I just remembered, you're not looking at the page I'm looking at. There. So I'm going to include in this page, I was just working on this today, so it's not finished yet, obviously, but I'm going to include on this page how much the NFT is going to cost. I've got some ideas, and then that would then mean what the total fundraise is going to be, and then how those funds are going to be spent, right? What the plan is for those funds. The obvious one is the artwork itself. I haven't reached out to any artists, any designers yet. I wouldn't want to do that until we've all agreed that we are happy with the kind of direction, or the sort of concept direction. But I have worked with illustrators and artists before, and like just creating sort of one hero image for a website with a top level illustrator is like $2,000. So if we're creating like an entire NFT collection with like 100 attributes and all that kind of stuff, especially if we go the 3D route, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than 20 grand, but I don't know. I've no idea. That's something I'm gonna have to find out. So let me go back to you guys. Oh, so your question, when will you be launching? I went on a massive tangent. So Sunday is when we're going to do it, right? And this is why, sorry, let me go back to, see this, like, I'm using this is terrible. This is the cheapest, crappiest thing I could buy. And this mouse pad is terrible. This is why it's just so clunky, like moving up and down and stuff. So this is why these benefits are insane. This is why the benefits are offering at least $1,000 of King Silver at an amazing price. If you've ever looked at, go to CoinMarketCap and look for tokens that have a bit, because King Silver is, sorry, Aslan, not King Silver. Aslan's going to have 1 billion supply, right? A billion fixed supply. Look for tokens that have 1 billion supply. Look at the price, right? When tokens first start, that's how you, because like, what is the value of a project? Well, let's say you're an investor. If you're an investor, a crypto investor, right? Well, the total, the valuation of the company, of the project, company is not the right kind of word for a crypto project. The valuation of a crypto project is the supply times by the price of the token. And so on the open market, that's determined by the buyers and sellers. So it's determined by everyone, what they just speculate that the value is. But before it's on the market and before the token even exists, if I go to an investor and I say, do you want to buy some tokens? Do you want to, it's like a private sale. The question is, okay, how much are the tokens? And so for me to say they're this price, I mean, why that price? I'm sort of putting out my arse. Nothing exists yet. And so this is, to be honest, this is how crypto investment funds, who are like venture funds, this is kind of how they almost guarantee an amazing return, because they will just through the deal they will do, because I worked for a crypto investment fund in London and I saw it happen. They will just get a crazy price, a crazy cheap price on the tokens, and then when it finally gets to like a public sale, it's automatically much more like 5x more expensive, and so they just get 5x in their money like that. That's what's so attractive about token investing for that type of venture capital fund, because with equity investing, you're not expecting to get your money back for like 5-10 years. You're expecting the company to go public or something. It's a much more long-term game. Whereas these venture capital funds that focus on tokens, they're very liquid. But this is exactly why these investors need a very strong vesting schedule, right? And I've seen projects that didn't have that. And what happened? These big venture capitalists, they get their tokens and they dump it on the market. And all the investors who bought at a more expensive price are just shat on. It's just brutal. And I've seen it happen. Not the fund I used to work at, no, but I've seen it happen. And so, and you can mark my words, I'm putting my reputation on it. If we decide to bring on venture capital, which we might not have to, because when the King Silver Academy takes off, we've got like subscribers paying £50 a month, and we've got other courses, and we've got like this stream like really takes off, and we've got some like loads of revenue coming into the King Silver Academy, then we might not need venture capital. I mean, the chances are we might need some like a boost, but we'll be in a much better position to create to have a much better deal with a venture capitalist if we've already got like revenue coming in. We're not like empty cup, we're like, we're like a multi-million-dollar crypto education platform, but we would like a boost, right? We want to work with you, and I love the idea of investment funds having to pitch me rather than me pitch them. It's like, oh, you want to invest in King Silver? Okay, why should I choose you to invest in King Silver? Oh, because we'll do this for you, we'll do this for you. Okay, interesting. Why should I let you invest in King Silver? I like that dynamic a lot more, and that's going to be a lot more possible if we are if the King Silver Academy is not just a community generating engine, but a revenue generating engine, which can fund the marketing, which then further brings more people into the King Silver Academy who are getting educated. And this is the whole thing. It's all creating value. The King Silver ecosystem is about the market participants, the economic actors creating value inside the ecosystem. The traders, the market makers, the arbitragers, the stakers. Everyone is creating value, and the ones who are the best at doing that are the ones who are sort of chosen within the meritocratic game theory design, and they're the ones that thrive. They're the ones who are given the most assets to manage, etc., and the idea spiral up to success. And the same thing with the King Silver Academy platform. What is the King Silver Academy platform selling? It's selling education. It's selling like enhancing people's lives, teaching them, helping them to grow. It's such a education is such a cool business to be in, because the business is, if done well, it's like a factory machine, and you're putting someone in this side, like and they come out the other side, and they're better. They're like, they know more. They have more skills, right? What an awesome business to be in. And so that's the foundation of this King Silver ecosystem. It as the revenue generating, and I haven't seen any other projects that. So let me just bring back my face. There's a boring page here. And I haven't seen any other projects do this. All of the projects I've seen, which is, fine, but they're typically led by engineers. And so they're coders, engineers, not engineers like you guys, they're not at your level. That's pretty advanced level. But they make the thing, they produce the thing, but they're not marketers. they're not typically visionary types, and then they just rely on word of mouth, you know. And I've seen some great projects that have like really kind of cool tech, and it's like a cool idea, but the projects that thrive are the ones that typically have like, they've already got the biggest audiences, or you know, that kind of thing. Whereas my approach with this is I'm starting from the community growth like angle, right? Because my background, I used to run an online self-development business that was selling online courses, doing live workshops and things. I grew it to annual revenues of $500,000 a year. Started from nothing, bootstrapped it, right? Didn't get any outside investment. And so that's my experience, right? Of like building a company, like an education company. And so I'm starting this like that. That's my, with what I know. But I haven't seen any other projects start from that, where they're actually building a growth engine, which is scalable, meaning like once we get to the point, like you can start, you've seen this, like we're starting to think more about social media. Martin started to post some clips. We've got a TikTok, we've got an Instagram. We've only posted a few. We're just getting going, right? But you know, I've started this live stream. We're just getting started. But then once we get back to the ads, which you guys saw, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that kind of stuff, you can get to a point where, let's say you spend, you know, $5,000 on ads, and then the revenue you generate from the King Silver Academy is 8,000. Well, now you have a scaling machine, and obviously that's great for revenue. The more revenue you make, the more you spend on marketing and PR, and the whole thing just takes off. But then also all these people are coming into the King Silver ecosystem, and we're onboarding these people into the King Silver ecosystem, and these people are going to need Decentralions. And so obviously all the first 100 founder Decentralions, they'll be snapped up by you guys. But then as soon as you know, we're ready, then it's now, if we go this direction, the heroes generation, and then there's 1,000 of those. Once they're all snapped up, then the next generation. And what I just showed you with the allocation of Aslan, for example, and the discount for the profit fees, they will get smaller and smaller with the next generation. So there's 100% discount on the profit fees for generation 1 founders, and then there might be let's say a 75% drop, you know, discount for the heroes, and then a 50% drop with the next one, etc., etc. And there'll be a smaller and smaller Aslan allocation, and then once the token launches, then there won't be any more allocation. This is like pre-token launch, those allocations, but they'll get smaller and smaller and smaller with each generation. And what else did I say? I think only the founders are going to have the free King Silver Academy access. And only you guys are going to get the one-on-ones with me, because if I've got 1,000 one-on-ones to do, I mean, that's not going to work. So I can do 100, but 100, that'll still take some time, but that's cool. I mean, it's all you guys, but I can't do 1,000. So that the one-on-one's just for you guys as well. And what else did I say with the benefits? But you get the idea, right? So each generation gets less power and utility, but every single generation will have the distribution from the airdrops from the treasury. But obviously each generation has more and more quantity, and so that means each successive generation individually, each Decentralion will get less of a share of that treasury. But again, let's say you're a generation with a like generation 4 has 100, will have 100,000 Decentralions. Well, then once, let's say you get to generation 5, generation 6, that means that like there's 1 million people coming in generation 5, you've got 10 million people coming in generation 6, and these people are all adding value, right? They're bringing their skills, their talents, and all of that value increases the value being created inside the King Silver ecosystem, and that increases the potential for the revenue going into the treasury, which then makes it's like the tide rising all ships kind of thing. All right, so it's 10 o'clock my time, so I think that's enough for now. There was one other thing I was thinking about showing you, but I'll show you tomorrow. It's not a big deal. It's that cool thing where there's a new Bitcoin. There's like a Bitcoin NFT like being minted on Bitcoin. But I'll show you that tomorrow. So yeah, Raphael says, I believe in this project and I'm excited. Cool. Is anyone else excited? And I'm going to share this page with you over the next few days, and then the launch will be on Sunday. And I'm trying because each NFT is going to be numbered. So I think, if you guys don't mind, I think it's fair if I get the first one, like number 1. I think that's fair, right? If I get the number 1, if you guys all complain, then I won't. But I think that's fair if I grab the first one, you know. But other than that, Master says, yeah, excited here. Raphael says BTC moving down. Let's have a look. I can't share my screen, unfortunately. Yeah, that's still not working. But let's have a look. Yeah, so we are getting that move, that like a corrective move down into the. So it could be the wave 2, or it could be the wave B. Either way, it's still fine. But I can't show you the screen. I can't show you the screen. But it's not working. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah. So I'm going to share this with you over the next couple of days, and then the launch day will be on Sunday. That's the point I was making. So there's 2 ways of doing this, right? On Sunday, I can say, right, it's launching at this time. And we could do like a first come, first serve thing. And then as the orders come in, that's the order that, you know, you get your NFT. So if you're the first, right, then let's say I get one and I give one to like Martin on the team, etc. Then let's say the first one that you get access to is like 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. Then the first person is the one that gets the order in. They get number 5, and there's not going to be any intrinsic value difference between a 5 and a number 57. But you know, everyone will know that the 5 is an earlier, like, you know, one of the. You know what I'm trying to say? So the 5 will be kind of intrinsically more valuable than the 57. And so there's 2 ways of doing it. One, it's just that, right, we're kicking off at this time. And at this time exactly, the order button will go live, and then it's down to you guys. That's like the simplest thing to do. Another thing to do is everyone just order, and then we have like a raffle after the fact. But the first one, it's kind of like, you know, if somebody isn't that bothered, then they can take their time. And if somebody really wants to get the early one and they should get rewarded for that, maybe, you know. Raphael says, thanks, Andy. See you tomorrow. Will you notify us in the group? I want number 8, please. Why number 8? Why do you want number 8 in particular? Is that like your lucky number or something? I mean, look, unless you have a lucky number you want to choose, everyone's going to want the earliest number, right? So I think the fairest thing might be just, look, we are going to go live at this time. So if you want to get in there early and just get the earliest one possible, then just be ready and then go for it. That might be the best thing, because then people who aren't that bothered, then that's fine. But for those who kind of want to get in there, then you get rewarded for it. Raphael says, yes, the fib number. I think it's gonna be too annoying if I've got to allocate 100 to people, because I think you're the only one. Everyone else is going to just want the earliest one. So I reckon it's just let everyone go for it, and I'll say a specific time. But I'm going to send some emails out tomorrow with more information. And this page I just showed you, I think it will be ready. But what is it? Tuesday now. I think it'll be ready by Thursday. That's my plan. Maybe we'll see. I'm going to do my best. But I'm doing these live streams every night. Tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday off, and then we'll do a live stream on Sunday. So maybe we could do that, right? Maybe we can say, now I'll confirm this in an email, but it might be kind of cool if the live stream starts at 7 p.m. Then I could be around to answer any questions, talk about it even more, like, you know, the final decisions and all these different things. And then 8 p.m. it goes live. Bpass says, I like when you zero in on the chart and instruct what you are looking for to start the trade. What is your signal to take the trade? And take the trade. Andy, thanks for doing these live videos. Yeah, you're welcome, man. It's all good. I'm going to be doing these, unless something happens, unless I've got a, God forbid, a date or a life or some social event happening. But this is why I'm taking Friday and Saturdays off, and also because, you guys should be out socializing or something on a Friday or Saturday evening. I'm trying to stimulate your social life. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. But Sunday to Thursday feels good. Cool. All right, we'll wrap it up there. And it sucks I can't get this bloody thing working. It was working at the start, then it wasn't, and I can only put it down to this crappy PC that I'm using, and I'll get that fixed in a few weeks once I get to Warsaw. There's not Krakow's very small. There's not a lot of decent computer shops and stuff. So I'll wait till I get to Warsaw, I think. All right, let's wrap it up. So cheers for being here, guys. This has been a fun one. And I'm really excited about these NFTs, man. It's just awakening the inventor, the creator in me. And I think 100%, this whole thing is going to be open. We're gonna look for illustrators together. Maybe I can, let's say we find, I found an illustrator that he said on his Instagram, it says he's not accepting commissions. But I would still probably reach out to him. Although that's not, now we might be going down this kind of 3D character route. That's not what he does. So, but let's say we found somebody and this guy was like, yep, great. Here's the quote. Here's what, we just worked it all out. Then I might even bring him on the stream and we can talk about ideas and get you guys involved. So yeah, I love the idea of just you guys being involved the whole way, and then let's say when we're constructing the smart contract, we're doing the probabilities, we'll do that live. We'll do it all live. So you guys are here all through the entire journey. And then when we mint the things, right? Because it's a pre-mint and it would have been already paid for, then I will mint it. I will I will mint them myself, and we'll do it live. We'll be right, because we've got 100 to do, and so we can do the whole thing live, and we'll have everyone in order, right? So Raphael, right, you were first, right? Here we go. Let's see what comes out, and it would be whether or not, it depends on whether we do it on Ethereum or Polygon. Polygon's fees are much lower, whereas if we did it on Ethereum, fees are bigger. And the King Silver network, the community, it has a feature where you can restrict access to a space or a category, like the Decentralions space that I've created. You can restrict it to people who only people who hold an NFT, a specific NFT, like the Decentralions, but it only works on the Ethereum network. And so we'll have to think about that, because if we go the Ethereum route, then every time you want to move it around, it does cost, it's a bit expensive on Ethereum, where if we mint it on Polygon, then it will be really cheap to mint and cheap to move around. Raphael says, yeah, ETH is very expensive, yeah. And look, if we decide to mint on Polygon, then if we want to, or we need to have these NFTs on Ethereum, then we can bridge them across. We can create replicas on Ethereum, and we'll think about that. These are the things we've got to work out as we go. Raphael says go Polygon or Solana. If I was going to choose one of the two, I'll choose Polygon over Solana for a few different reasons. I think Polygon there's more adoption with Polygon. Lots of really big companies and brands are using going with Polygon. OpenSea now, OpenSea is the #1 NFT marketplace in the world. They have Ethereum and they've got Polygon now, right? I'm pretty sure. Whereas I don't think they have Solana yet. So, but again, this is something we can explore, and this is the cool thing about right now. Pre-mint, we haven't got to have that all decided yet. We can work that all out together. Cool. I'm gonna wrap it up. So, cheers, guys. I will be back at the same time tomorrow. See you later.